All right. So in these classes, we want to talk about not just the techniques of jiu-jitsu, but also like the etiquette and the methodology of training. Tonight, let's talk for a minute about cross-training. So cross-training is when you go and train at other gyms other than your home gym. So when you start out, it's good to have one place that's the focal point of your training. It allows you to follow the curriculum of that gym and have coaches that are watching you and seeing you progress and seeing what you need to work on. Once you get past the basics and you have maybe 6 months or a year in, and you kind of understand the training and the positions and that kind of thing, it's very helpful to train at other locations, other gyms, and kind of cross-train, because it exposes you to other people's game. No matter how many people are in practice like this, at some point, everyone's gonna know what your best thing is, everyone's gonna know what you're trying to do, and they're gonna get good at stopping it. So cross-training is a great way to mix it up with other training rooms and people that just don't know your game, and they can kind of shit test you. Especially if you're competing, it's like competition light. You know, it's going and training with people that are maybe trying to beat you up a little more, or you know, trying things you're not used to defending. So cross-training is a good thing. A couple things to keep in mind with cross-training. Firstly, always check with your coaches when you're starting out. Not that you need our permission to go anywhere else, you can do whatever you like, but in a gym, you know, in a city like Nashville, for example, there are 8 or 10 great gyms around here, so we're very blessed to have a lot of options. But your coaches know if maybe there's a gym that has a toxic culture, or you know, isn't very hygienic, and maybe you get, you know, infections going training there. Very unlikely, but occasionally there's something like that. And so it's always good to check with your coaches, and we can point you towards the best gyms and sessions to visit. We all the coaches here, all the athletes, we go and train regularly at other gyms, so we can help point you in the right direction. So that's the first thing, is just check with your coaches. The second thing is just remember, when you go at another training room, you represent not just yourself, you represent your coaches, your team, and your gym. So for example, I'm gonna be in Ireland in a couple weeks with the varsity athletes, and we're gonna go train at some other gyms over in Ireland after the competition. When we go train, if I act a fool and, you know, I get tapped and I pitch a fit, or I go and act all cocky or whatever, that is that gym's idea of our entire team. You know, so to them, it's like, oh, those triangle guys are all dickheads, or, you know, those pedo guys are all dickheads. So you represent me and Coach Blake and the triangle training room and the pedago team as a whole everywhere you go when you cross-train. So just represent well and be respectful. And lastly, every gym has slightly different etiquette. We have rules at our gym, uniform rules, for example. We allow certain colors of gis, we require mouth guards when we spar, and when people come to our gym, they follow those rules. So when you go to someone else's gym, whatever their rules are, follow those rules. Their house, their rules. Some of their rules and etiquette may be different than ours. Some gyms will require you to wear a rash guard under your gi, or some gyms won't let lower belts ask higher belts to roll. The black belt has to ask you. Things that might seem silly to us, but their house, their rules. So in synopsis, cross-training is a great thing, especially, you know, a year in or so when you kind of got a handle on training. But be respectful when you cross-train, check with your coaches, and we can point you in the right direction. And when you're in their house, we follow their rules. Any questions on cross-training etiquette? Fantastic. We're gonna grab mouthpieces and water, come back in 4 minutes. If it's your first class, come see me.